acted?
Yeah, I acted when I was younger, a fair amount. I'm reticent to list the titles because I don't particularly want people to look them up.
Me and you are swanning about.
Can you give me a definition of it?
To like meander with like a real sense of self-worth.
No, that's not a phrase here.
Fucking swans are everywhere. Do you like swans?
I like swans?
Do you know the band Swans?
No.
So what did you grow up listening to?
My dad was a big Limewire guy, and I would download fucked up files. Like I remember very vividly downloading some Weezer, and it was like radio rips. So like the end of the song was like world premiere.
Yeah.
And his argument, he was very Robin Hood about it. His argument was like, I bought all this shit on vinyl, I bought all this shit on cassette, and then I bought it all on CD. So he was like, I'm just ripping all this stuff. Almost immediately, he's like, I love Avril Lavigne, and it's like, I know he never bought a vinyl of Avril Lavigne, and he was just ripping it. So I remember listening to a lot of like early 2000s nonsense, like Evanescence and Linkin Park.
Linkin Park Meteor album.
Yeah,
Really
that's a
good.
really good record.
Really good. I think it's Faint, track 5. Do you like going to the Oscars?
It's nerve-wracking. It feels like a school assembly or something.
With like all the top kids, the it kids.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's and I like movies.
I've just realised we're about to kind of go into the...
I feel like we've got some time. I want to get as close as we can get without disaster striking.
Should we go back?
Let's go
back.
All right, Trade. I'm gonna go up here.
You go that way. Oh god, it's all good.
That's great.
Right, you steering?
Sure. My favorite movie I saw this year, I don't feel as acceptable saying Barbie because we were sort of part of the entourage, but my other favorite movie is Zone of Interest. So that Zone of Interest was like stunning and unbelievable. Yeah. You know what was cool? And you saw Anatomy of a Fall, sounds like?
Yeah, I think it's one of my favorite films.
Also amazing. At the something we went to recently, I forget what, they had the dog. That was cool.
Yes, I saw the dog on the carpet.
That was cool. Because the whole time I was watching that movie, I was like, this dog is the best actor I've ever seen. Dog was unbelievable. The dog like puked in one scene. That's unreal.
Where do you find an acting dog like that? Is there a film you watched growing up that you loved that you're now a bit cringed out by?
I say this with like love. I watched Spice World, the Spice Girls movie, like so much as a kid. Like,
which one
so
did you
often.
want to be?
Which I mean I don't know if I like saw myself in any of them. I just had a crush on Ginger. My dad was a big Spice Girls guy, Limewiring Spice Girls, and then Series of Unfortunate Events.
Yeah.
The Jim Carrey, Count Olaf movie.
Yeah, Count Olaf.
That's a movie I loved so much, and I rewatched that pretty recently, and I was like, this movie kind of sucks.
Are you a Harry Potter fan?
Yeah, I love Harry Potter.
Same.
Yeah, it's very important to me.
So important. I remember going on. There was one time I was on holiday when the last book was out.
Yes.
And my mum, bless her heart, got it delivered to this random island in the middle of nowhere. I was a day late.
So English of you to just be on a random island.
It was like the Isle of Scilly. I don't know where that is now.
We're on the Isle of Scilly. What was an important band to you growing up?
I mean, I was obsessed with Avril Lavigne. I was Linkin Park, not first Eminem album, but Eminem Show.
Sure.
Obsessed.
Sure.
My dad used to play the album though whilst we were having dinner. I think that was quite intense.
That's a bold choice during a meal.
Yeah.
That makes me think your dad is cool from only knowing that fact.
Yeah, I mean, he's a cool guy. Who did you have on your wall?
He didn't move after the time I was like 3 and a half until I moved out of my parents' house when I was like 21. And so my room stayed kind of like the room of a 5-year-old in some ways. Like I wasn't as conscious about like redecorating it as like a 15-year-old. So I was like as a 3 to 4 and a 5-year-old, I really wanted to be a cowboy. So I thought cowboy.
Oh, sorry.
That's very progressive. No, I wanted to be a cowboy. Yeah, I hadn't heard about furries at the time. But if I were to have like photos of people that I was actually enamored with, maybe like Philip DeFranco from YouTube. Sort it out for yourself.
On your Instagram it says lefty.
I am left-handed,
Oh, you're left-handed?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was like left politically.
I mean, also, but more to do with being left-handed.
What are you going to do after the Oscars?
There's a couple of fun after parties.
I'm going to try and crash them.
Oh, great. The Vanity Fair one's really fun.
How late do you stay up?
Those are late. Those are like 5 in the morning. Those are late.
No, I've done some bad DJing at some after parties.
Oh, you DJ?
Quite badly.
Oh, we should B2B. We will B2B at the Oscar party.
That'd be great. I've got my USBs with me actually.
Wow, you got your stick.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you play when you DJ? What do you put on if you want somebody to think you're cool?
80s disco.
Cool.
So what are you working on in the future? I saw you doing another soundtrack.
Yes, I did this television score for that filmmaker Alfonso Cuarón.
Who did Harry Potter?
Listen, if we're talking about why a person of that magnitude is important to me, it's Prisoner of Azkaban. The best Harry Potter movie.